What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another quick little review for you today, but pretty interesting little knife. This one was sent to me, or loaned to me by Fred the Lug. This one is the Ketuo Knives Mini Griffin. Pretty neat little knife. I'd like to give a shout out to Fred the Lug. Thanks to people like him that let me borrow knives so I can put out some regular content. Pretty awesome, man. Thanks to all my viewers, channel members, and Patreons. Y'all hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it. Without further ado, let's get into this one. The Ketuo Mini Griffin. I'm looking at the website right now. Compact masterpiece that captures the essence of futuristic design and high-performance functionality, inspired by sci-fi aesthetics and the nostalgic charm of Gundam, which I've never really been into. I mean, that's cool if you are or whatever. I mean, I know that's a pretty big community, but I can definitely see kind of the similarities in aesthetics, at least, to that. So let's go ahead and get into the knife. Tip of the blade into the handle here. You got I'm looking right at 7 inches overall length. Maybe just a hair under 7 inches. You got 3 inches if you go all the way back to the middle of the sharpening choil right there. And you're looking at just a hair over 2.5 inches if you are counting just the strictly the sharpened edge on it. Get the calibers out here. Let's see if I can turn them on, make sure they're zeroed out right here. All right, thickest part of the spine, you're looking at 124 thousandths, right around it anyway. We'll measure right there on the belly, if I can get it, right there. Right around, right there, I got right around 22.5 thousandths. Your handle thickness sitting at around 430 thousandths, under half an inch for the handle thickness. All right, the caliber's up here. Let's do a couple of size comparisons. Here is your Spyderco knives. Paramilitary 2. Oh, they're rolling around there. Spyderco Knives Paramilitary 2, Spyderco Knives Para 3. All right. So you can see there, it's kind of like I mean, 7 inches overall length to me, that's kind of like a medium-sized knife. Not really small, but not what I would consider a full-size knife. That is your Hinder XM18. And here is a QSP Penguin. More along the lines of a penguin, right? Actually, a penguin. Maybe just a hair longer overall, right? All right. Got the knife size comparisons. Let's go ahead and put it up next to your DeWalt framing hammer and your 8-inch USA made crescent wrench right there. All right. Turn the stupid calibers, didn't want to turn off. Let's see, 2 more common things. Been trying to change up the size comparisons a little bit. Check that out. That's a roll of scotch tape. And that is a Bic lighter. All right. So now hopefully you got a pretty good idea of the size of it. Here is the scale. Turn that on here. Would probably help. Need to get one of those fancy LED scales. 3.5 inches or 3.5 ounces. So a little bit over 3.6. Right, 3.5. I'm gonna call that 3.5. So right at the ounce and inch ratio, maybe a little over the ounce and inch ratio there. Get out the old faded blue jeans here. Got a very neat little titanium pocket clip there, and definitely not deep carry. Got a little bit sticking out. It does go in and out of the pocket fairly easy. Not really any issue. It's a little tight, honestly, so maybe a slight issue. It is a little bit tight going in and out, but it does serve pretty well for a pocket clip. Let's see, let's do a hardware check here, and that'll be it for specs. That looks like maybe a soft flathead or something to go in there. I'm not sure about that side. I don't know, maybe like a spanner bit or something like that. Large flathead, maybe, like a spanner bit would probably work, like a smaller spanner bit, just to hold back up on that to unscrew it. I know that's not the appropriate tool to use, but I think it would work. There is a T8 on your pocket clip screws, so that's good. T8, and you got a little tab, so it's reversible. You can take it out, put the clip here, take the tab out, put it on the other side if you want to carry it left-handed, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for the specs on this one. Some cool factors about this one: it is a top liner lock, right? Different type of top liner lock, whereas that button goes through there to disengage it. One thing that was kind of, and I know Hayden, Fred the Lug's son was telling me that was also disappointing to him is you can't disengage it with that liner. So if it's a liner lock, you got, you know, a button actuated liner lock, you can see right in there, it's pushing that liner out the way, allowing the blade to close and open. Would be pretty cool if you were able to disengage it like that, right? It'd give you another means of, well, not deployment, but fidget factor, disengagement, whatever you want to call it. But aside from that, fidget factor, it seems like it's out the roof with this thing. So flip works pretty good, you know, flipper works pretty good. Reverse flip works pretty good. I have large, I wear a large size glove. I wouldn't say I have large size hands, probably average size hands. But choke back, my pinky's kind of wanting to come off of that back there, so not quite enough room. Now, if I want to choke up, put my middle finger right behind that little finger groove there and index right there, that feels pretty comfortable, you know, and I can a little bit kind of trigger pull this little area if it's a little bit more rounded or larger. Maybe I'd feel a little more comfortable doing that, but that edge is almost right against my skin. So really, if I'm using this thing choke back or with my knuckle underneath that flat right there, choked up a little bit, and it does have a nice little notch right there. You can put your thumb all the way up there, so got a nice little notch. It feels pretty locked in to me. Runs pretty smooth, run on bearings, no issues with the action. Another thing about this one that kind of gets me is the rattle on this. I don't know if I'll put it up next to the mic right there, but it does rattle a little bit. Now, to my understanding, you can disassemble this, take it apart, and fix it. You could probably Loctite that. Maybe you could altogether remove that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the purpose of that. Let me know if you know in the comments. Definitely be pretty curious to know what the purpose of that is. Now, I'm sure if I disassembled this is not my knife, but if I disassembled it, put a little Loctite in there, I could figure something out with it, right? Centering, not too far off on the centering, actually pretty dead on the centering. The lockup on it, pretty solid on the lockup. M390 on the blade steel. These run around $195, which really isn't too bad, and especially I mean, I would say this speaks out to a fan base, right? So I mean, if you're a fan of Gundam or that type of like anime or whatever, I think you would probably really enjoy it. And it is a good, pretty decently well put together knife, right? So you got titanium, you got M390. All at a pretty decent price point. I mean, 195, not too bad. I personally wish that they would eliminate that. I wish the knife was a little bit bigger, would probably help me like it a little bit more. Got a nice little marbled kind of carbon fiber, black carbon fiber inlay there. Also a little bit of billboarding on that clip with the Ketuo logo there. And when you get close to the blade, you got Griffin on this side and a little logo right there on that side. They did put M390 underneath the bottom of the flipper, so I mean that is good, you know. So, but still a little bit of billboard in there. They kind of could have went a little bit less, a little bit more sterile with the billboarding and stuff, I think. Overall, not a bad knife, especially if you are a fan of this weird looking kind of alien sci-fi type of stuff. I don't think it's too bad of a knife myself. Pretty neat, definitely not your normal like everyday run-of-the-mill looking knife. So and it works, right? It slices. M390, not a bad steel and not a bad price point. So that's pretty much it. Appreciate it, Fred the Lug, for letting me look at this. Really definitely appreciate that. And they are available right now on the Ketuo's website, so definitely check them out. If I didn't say it, if I forgot to say it, there it is, bam, right there on the clip, Ketuo. So go check them out if you're interested. Thank you again, Fred the Lug, and thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and y'all stay sharp.